We
has
love
been
hip hop.
a major bust with a multitude of people who were busted from one South Asian gang. And the unique thing about this bust is that it didn't happen over here in Canada. It happened in LA. I'm going to pull up the video over here, and this is courtesy of CBC News, British Columbia. And they're going to get into what happened with this arrest.
In a massive international sweep codenamed Operation Hardball, 37 operatives tied to global Indian crime syndicates have been charged, directly linking the violent network to the 2023 assassination of Sikh leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar outside a Surrey temple. Now, for more on this story, we are joined by CBC reporter Jason Proctor. Jason, what can you tell us about Operation Hardball? This just came out of nowhere, it seemed, today.
Yeah, this is this absolutely stunning announcement that we heard out of Los Angeles involving the RCMP, involving the FBI, American authorities, involving people in UK. And what you end up having, what they sort of delineated in unsealing 3 indictments that have been sworn before grand juries that ultimately involve 3 separate Indian crime syndicates. The most prominent of which you'll know, and many of your listeners and viewers will know, because this is the Lawrence Bishnoi gang.
Right.
Lawrence Bishnoi is somebody that got his start in student politics in India in the 2010s. He developed a huge following, which, translated ultimately into a criminal network that he's built up around the world. He's been in jail in India since 2015, and he has been fingered for, tons of the extortion attempts, murders, shootings, arsons, you name it, drug trafficking as well in Canada. So one of these indictments lays out a bunch of charges against him, this sub-lieutenant named Goldie Brar, who he's known since childhood. Some of the new things that came out of this is sort of a direct link. We've certainly heard before that the Bishnoi gang was involved in the alleged assassination of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Sikh leader in Surrey in 2023. And so what this says is that at one point in the days before that Bishnoi provided a photograph of Nijjar and multiple addresses to the people who've been accused and certainly not convicted in regards to that. So, and then it also lays out a number of Canada-based sort of extortion attempts against somebody in Brampton, shooting at a home here of a popular Indian singer and actor. You followed up again with calls from this sub-lieutenant demanding money. And then also, as recently as last summer, according to this indictment, threats, extortionate threats and death threats against the owner of an immigration company in Surrey. So those are sort of the Canada-linked.
They're getting at the owner of the immigration company. That's kind of smart still.
Incidents with regards to this. There's another syndicate run allegedly by 3 people from BC, one of whom Ravinder Danda, who allegedly said at some point in the past year or so that he wanted to start a new cartel. He's accused of sort of facilitating a network of drug importation and movement through Canada and into the United States. Interestingly, the indictment says that one of the co-conspirators in that conspiracy was working allegedly with somebody at the CBSA who was giving them some information about raids, about movement. So that will be of massive interest as well. And the final indictment is another rival gang leader named Jagu Bhagwan Puria, also in
3 different gangs these guys just mentioned. It is getting spooky.
India, also in prison. So some of these sort of charges are against people who are already in custody. Whether they'll be coming to the U.S. to face justice, I don't know.
Were there any arrests that were made here in Canada?
Well, what we've heard is that 3 people have been arrested. They have not said who those 3 people are. As I say, 3 of the people named are residents of BC. One lives in Creston. The other 2, I believe, live in Surrey, Vancouver. So that's an obvious question as to whether or not that's those people. We have seen, and I should say, these indictments very much fit in with the reporting that we've been doing over the past, year or so, looking at the way that the extortion crisis operates here, the way that these gangs operate, the way that Bishnoi allegedly oversees everything from India, and the sort of impact, the dreadful human impact that that's having.
It's been devastating for many in those communities. And obviously, this just broke a few hours ago. There's so much to go through. So we'll have more on this story throughout the day on all our platforms. But I really appreciate you taking time with us.
The Bishnoi gang, that Bishnoi guy, he's still running shit from India. I want to see like I want to see that old video that they always show of this guy. They always show this old video of him. You got to go down in the freaking thing to find it, where like he's speaking out, and he was like tough as shit. Like he didn't give a shit the way he spoke to the media. And it was like from years ago. Where would I find that shit? I remember I used it in a video back in the days. Lawrence Bishnoi speaks to Canadian media. It's an old ass video. Am I looking at the wrong guy? Hold on. Yeah. Holy, Randy's. Chill, brother. Chill. Okay, I have another video of this. I'll find out in a second. Goes back to the 90s. I remember that video. Like, hold on. Let me find this. This is like an old school video from like back in the days. And I used it for like mad freaking, like actually I used it for a couple of documentaries. This is like when he was a student. Let's do this. I might not find it now. I'll find it in the background while I show this other video, because it's not that far. But yeah, this is another video backing up this whole thing here. Dozens arrested in India-based organization India-based organized crime crackdown, officials say. So I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna go find that video right now.
News from the U.S. International law enforcement officials have just announced the arrests of more than 24 people they say were implicated in 3 India-based transnational organized crime groups. Authorities say those arrests engaged in racketeering, targeted killings, shootings, extortion, among other crimes. A handful have been arrested here in Canada, and the CBC's Darren McCaffrey is following the story. So, Darren, what more did we learn at that briefing given by law enforcement officials from the United States, but also the commissioner of the RCMP?
Well, certainly this was a big operation, as you say, involving those law enforcement agencies from the United States, from Canada, and across Europe as well. 24 defendants effectively being indicted against 3 separate charges. And as you said, this is related to Indian-based transnational organised crime. It involves a lot of racketeering, a lot of drugs, a lot of guns. Most relevant, I think, for us here in Canada, one of the charges against the Bishnoi enterprise is in regards to the alleged ordering and the assassination of a prominent Indian religious political leader, HSN, who was gunned down outside a Sikh temple in Surrey in British Columbia back in 2023. That actually led to the group being designated as a terrorist entity in September 2025. But we got a sense of the scale of this action by by the police and officials in California, as you say, within the last hour or so.
In the indictment include allegations that Lawrence Bishnoi and Goldie Brar directed the 2023 assassination of a prominent Sikh leader in Canada, identified by his initials HSN in the indictment. The gang used this assassination and other high-profile acts of violence to terrorize Sikh and other Indian communities, and they used acts of violence to legitimize and bolster widespread extortion schemes.
Jesus.
What's extraordinary about all of this is that much of that criminal activity seems to have come from people actually who are already inside prison, particularly in India, this coordination happening behind bars. You heard the name Goldie Brar there mentioned by the officials in California. He is still at large, and US police asking for people to come forward with any information.
And we should just let our audience know, for those who are watching, HSN, they are the initials for Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Darren, this was an operation that involved a number of police forces from around the world.
Yeah, it really did indeed. And actually, the police and officials in California really wanted to emphasize that without this with these various different law enforcement, as I say, in Europe, in Spain in particular, in India, the United States and Canada, this would not have happened. And as you said, there's been a handful of arrests here in Canada itself. And we heard from the RCP MP, a little earlier at that press conference as well, talking about the efforts of Canadian law enforcement.
These groups are known to prey on the less fortunate to carry out the criminal activities. At the same time, we're putting a stop to a significant flow of drugs and firearms into Canada. We accomplished this thanks to the efforts of thousands of officers here in the United States and in Canada who today executed search warrants and arrests, immediately halting the ability of these criminals to continue to terrorize people in both countries and beyond.
So a big operation, lots of arrests, and it's, I think in many ways, just the scale of all of this. We're talking about everything from alleged assassinations to gun running, drugs and racketeering, but clearly officials in California pleased that with this coordinated action that they've managed to arrest so many people due to the efforts of those law enforcement groups.
Darren, thank you. The CBC's Darren McCaffrey.
Okay, the person who I was thinking of was not Lawrence Bishnoi. It was Bindi Johal. And I'm just saying, it's not that the stories are related, even though they are kind of related. It was just like the fact that, like, they mentioned with the Lawrence Bishnoi guy, how he was a student that came down, and like now they're part of like a transcontinental gang, right? Watch this.
Are you worried about your safety in India?
I never worry about my safety. My safety is no problem.
And what about the shootings last night?
Just move the camera, or you might have to worry about your safety.
Hey, get that.
Holy shit. Say that again, bro.
Never worry about my safety. My safety is no problem.
And what about the shootings last night?
Just move the camera, or you might have to worry about your safety.
Hey, get that.
Man said, just move the camera, or you might have to worry about your safety. Gangsta. There's got to be a longer interview clip than 30 seconds. This nigga used to talk to the news, bro. He gave no fiddux.
Out of an innocent bystander.
And when there were finally charges, no one could have written the twist that happened during the court case. Ted Chernecki has the story.
They have declared open warfare on our streets. It's something we have never in the city of
Vancouver
ever had to deal with before.
Eddie Mobbin, what up?
Violence in the 70s was considered disorganized. By the time the 90s rolled around, it was certainly organized.
The criminal element today certainly is carrying high-powered weapons. Semi-automatics and automatic weapons are easily accessible to them.
It was an age where Indo-Canadian gangs fought very openly. There were the Assange brothers, Ron and Jim, who would later have a falling out with Bindi Johal. Not only was this organized crime, but it was orchestrated. It was a public showing off, if you will, one that's not been seen since.
This is nothing new that's going on right now.
Have you received any threats? Are you in any fear for your life?
Watch him.
Yes, that's the main reason I came here to talk to you.
If you want to talk about nobody, if anybody's a nobody buddy, maybe that's why your life is worth a loony on the streets today. I wouldn't shoot you in the...
These niggas used to just get on the news and just, yo, listen, buddy, yo, you're lucky you're alive. You see what Bindi said to the cameraman? It's like, yo, you'll be safe as long as you take that camera the fuck out my face, nigga. Like, the man used to get busy in front of the freaking media cameras. Like, yo, we out here, wagwan.
The back, but he'll do it right face to face, square in the forehead.
Both Jim and Ron.
Threats? Are you in any fear for your life?
Yes, that's the main reason I came here to talk to you.
If you want to talk about nobody, if anybody's a nobody buddy, maybe that's why your life is worth a loony on the streets today. I wouldn't shoot you in the back, but he'll do it right face to face, square in the forehead.
Both.
I wouldn't shoot you in the back. I would do it square face to face, right in the forehead. I didn't say that. I'm just repeating what he said.
Jim and Ron Assange were gunned down in violent shootouts. Bindi, along with his former brother-in-law Peter Gill, were charged with Jim Assange's murder. It was one of the most expensive trials in Canadian history just because of the security needed. Both walked when it was learned that Gill was having an affair with juror Gillian Guess. That trial seemed to embolden Johal.
Are you worried about your safety in India?
I never worry about my safety. My safety is no problem.
And what about the shootings last night?
Just move the camera, or you might have to worry about your safety.
Hey, get that thing out of the face, or I'll rip it right off your head. I don't give a okay? Keep the thing away from us.
There were...
Holy shit. That's the part they didn't play. Say that again, bruv. Watch the jacket, too. That jacket used to be fire back in the 90s. Holy. That's money jacket right there. Indian motorcycle jackets? Holy.
Just move the camera, or you might have to worry about your safety.
Hey, get that thing out of the face, or I'll rip it right off your head. I don't give a okay? Keep the
I'll rip it right off of your fucking head. I don't give a fuck. Yo, act cute if you want.
There were multiple gang-related murders through the 90s, including the death of Johal's neighbor, Glenn Olson, an innocent bystander who was out walking his dog. Johal even once held notorious Chinese triad gangster Randy Chan for ransom.
Oh my God.
Predictably, Vancouver's first celebrity gangster met his demise at 4:30 a.m. on December 20th, 1998. Bindi Johal was shot in the back of the head on the Palladium nightclub dance floor.
For the South Asian gangs, especially over there in the West Coast, he is the GOAT. All right, don't ever get that twisted. Bindi Johal, all them men from back then, those guys put in work. All right, I'm not trying to condone any of this stuff, but as far as like for these guys now, in these major busts, there was one I saw that had like mad bricks on the screen, like that man's walked or was running so these niggas could run real fast. All right? The brown Pac, the brown Tupac, for real. Listen, actually, Sidhu Moosewala, he wanted to, you know, emulate his style, or he was emulating the style of Tupac in a lot of his messaging and his, you know, just some of his songs and stuff like that. But for real, it was Bindi Johal. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, I have nobody to salute in this because it's criminal activities, and I do not condone of criminal activity over here at the We Love Hip Hop Network. Of course not. All right? So, yeah, no salutes to anybody, but I will keep you posted.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.